Hey everybody, it's Captain Jerwa bringing you another narrated Pokemon Showdown battle, this time with a new NU team I made. And so let's have a little team preview for it. And this one doesn't have as many gimmicky Pokemon as my other teams. That's because I kind of wanted to try out the little offensive core of Absol and Sock, and with a Duosion to kind of round them out. Duosion to kind of take hits from opposing Socks, and Socks to kind of get rid of dark types that threaten Duosion, and Absol is there because it's a great sweeper, and the other two kind of pave the way for them. And I've also got Lairon as my Stealth Rock setter-upper, and is just an awesome physical tank because it can take hits that are 4 times super effective if they're physical. And I've also got Magmar there just to kind of add to the firefighting offensive kind of thing, and also because it can just perfectly counter Amoonguss. And I've got my own Amoonguss there because just as a specially defensive thing, and I thought it would be good to have a grass and poison type, which because it can take on opposing Samurats, which are definitely a threat to my team. And it is specially defensive, but I am thinking of moving over some of those specially defensive EVs into physical defense just because it takes special hits well enough already. And the opponent's team, he has a Ninjask, which I'm always annoyed when I face them because they always just protect and substitute constantly. And it looks like he's probably going to try to pass the Speed Boost and Swords Dance to either his Marowak or his Samurott, so I cannot let that happen. And he's kind of got just 3 other specially based guys to kind of round off his team. And Ninjask I am always really annoyed to face because in 5th gen, Baton Pass really doesn't work as well as it did in 4th gen, and in Ninjask's case, it always just wastes so many turns just protecting, and people just think that it's necessary to get up to +6 speed when it's really not. But this guy fortunately didn't do that, but in general I'm just really annoyed when I face Ninjasks. So anyway, let's get into the battle. Enough with this. Okay, so I'm going to just go with my typical lead, my Lairon, and I'm just going to do what I always do and set up Stealth Rocks. And I could have head smashed him there, but I was just wary of him setting up the substitute and me missing or him protecting. And I do have the Roar, so I am just able to phase him out, which basically just gets a free 50% damage on him. And here I was really not thinking that he was going to have the fighting move because, I mean, I don't know, I just derped up, and thinking he was choice, totally missing the fact that he had leftovers, I go into my Amoonguss. But it just takes that so well. That was a super effective hit from Gardevoir, who is powerful, man. That is why I think I need to move some EVs over to defense. But anyway, now that he's asleep, I can just send an Absol freely. Just take him out with that Night Slash. That crit did not matter in any way, and I do have Super Luck, so really shouldn't complain anyway. And here I was also kind of made a stupid play, thinking that he was just going to set up Swords Dances again, but he just takes me out. So I've already lost 2 Pokemon, and he has 5. But one of them is a Ninjask, which is at 50%, which is really not going to serve too much use. And then seeing the Protect there, I know that he doesn't have substitutes, so I'm going to be free to go for the Spore on the incoming Marowak, which is great, because I have nothing on this team that could take a hit from this Marowak. Amoonguss might be able to take 1, but as I said, I have no defense EVs, so I might not be able to take the Fire Punch. And I know from experience from using a Marowak that usually physically defensive Amoongusses can take a Fire Punch, but I don't know about this one. Anyway, he sends in the Misdreavus, and I was predicting him to Will-O-Wisp. But here, I kind of predicted him to switch out to his Altaria, which sucks because my Sturdy gets broken, but he just doesn't switch. Like, you have the perfect check or counter, not a check, it's a perfect counter to Magmar, but yet you're just staying in with your Misdreavus, which my Suck could easily just, or I mean, which easily stops my Sock. My Sock can't easily do anything to that. But I guess he just wanted to wear down my Magmar some, but there's really no need because I really don't need Magmar for anything else on his team. So I don't know. That's so little. He just basically sacked his Misdreavus for no reason, I think. And I bring my Amoonguss on the Altaria just since I don't have my Lairon anymore. I don't really want to take anything from with anything else. And seeing the Dragon Dance, I know that I won't be needing to fear the Heal Bell or any of that other status moves or any of that type of thing. So I'm able to just put him to sleep, go back into my sock. At this point, nothing from anything on his team will be able to take a Stone Edge here, except for his Altaria, which lives barely. But I do not believe he could have taken me out with a Dragon Claw because these things really don't have that good attack, and you really can't just depend on waking up first turn every time because it is sleep, and most of the time you do stay asleep for at least 2 turns. And here's another instance where having some defense EVs would be good because that Mega Horn does a shit ton. And again, I just Spore him. Notice any patterns here now? So he's asleep now, and his Ninjask is going to be dead when he comes in, which is great, because I'm just going to be able to Giga Drain him to death. But, unfortunately, I believe he wakes up on this next turn. Oh yeah, he wakes up and misses the Mega Horn, which does kind of suck, but I did have a Sock left in the wings, which could probably take an Aqua Jet and KO him with the close combat. And yeah, it's just sleep mechanics. You can't, or I mean, not sleep mechanics, accuracy. You can't depend on those either, and it's hacks is hacks, it's part of the game, it's not my fault, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. If you enjoyed, you can leave a like, and if you want to see more videos, you can subscribe to my channels. Let me know what you think of the team, and otherwise, I'm out of here. Have a good day. Peace.